Good morning. This is Natalie with Imago Day Yoga, getting ready to start our vinyasa flow class for today. I'm really excited to be back. I had a really nice break last weekend, so thank y'all for letting me skip out for a week, but I am back and excited to be here. If you are going to be joining live, welcome. And for those of you coming later, also welcome. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're ready for the next classes. I do teach every weekend at 11:15 Central Standard Time, so hopefully see y'all then. We're about to get started. I see someone's joined. Good morning. Before we get started, make sure that you have your yoga mat set out, socks are off so you don't slip around, and just practice safety. This is an all levels class, so make sure that you're paying attention to your body, not getting yourself into any poses that don't feel well or feel good on your body. If something doesn't feel good, slowly pull up out of it. Don't yank up out of it. That could hurt you worse. So be gentle with your body, pay attention. Anything I do doesn't feel right, don't do it. You can always go to a child's pose or a down dog or just whatever you want. So, all right, let's get ready. So I'm going to find my way back to my mat. All right, and just have a seat. And shut down the eyes. We'll start with some breathing. So take a deep inhale in through the nose, bringing air into the body, and then letting it go. Try to pay attention to that airflow as you bring the air in, up through the skull, down the back of the neck, and into the chest. And then exhale it out, push the air out. Do that again, deep inhale, take an even bigger inhale this time, and force all that air out. Maybe push out more air than you think you took in. Do that one more time, just like that, deep, deep inhale. And exhale. And next, inhale, bring the arms up. Get a stretch, bringing the palms together overhead. And then take one arm down and lean over with the opposite arm, getting a side body stretch. And then inhale it back up to center. Touch the palms together before exhaling to the other side. Getting a nice stretch. Inhale it back up to center. Palms together briefly, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Take a breath. And then the next inhale, bring yourself up. And if it feels okay, switch to cross of your legs. And shut down the eyes again. Focus on the breath, paying very close attention as you bring the air in. Try to really fill up the lungs even deeper this time before exhaling out. Do that again. Really big inhale, the biggest you can. Exhale, let it go. The next one, take a deep inhale, and when you exhale, you're going to do that ha breath. Do that again, deep inhale, exhale, ha breath. One more time. This time when you exhale, keep the mouth closed, but that's still that ha breath. This helps to warm up the body. You can come back to this breath at any point. Next, inhale, bring the arms up. Touch the palms together, and this time we're going to twist. Take the right arm to the left knee. And look over the left shoulder. And inhale it back up to center, touch the palms together. Exhale, go the other direction. Inhale it back up to center. Exhale, fold over the cross legs. Take a breath. And the next inhale brings you back up. And we'll find our way into the tabletop pose to start rolling through some cat and cows. So hands are directly under the shoulders, knees directly under hips. Before you inhale, to drop the stomach and lift the chest and look up. Then exhale, arch the back, bringing the pelvis in, looking back towards the thighs, pushing the ground away. Inhale, drop the stomach and lift the chest and look up. Exhale, arch the back, pull in the pelvis, look back. You can do that a few more times on your own, trying to match the breath with the movement as you warm up the spine. Do a few more at your own pace. And slowly come to a neutral spine back in tabletop. And then you'll take your left arm out, pinky side down, right leg out and back. And you can keep the toes on the ground. If it feels okay, try to lift the leg up. Pause here for a moment, and then we're going to exhale, elbow, knee to center. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, expand. Exhale, crunch to center. Inhale to expand. One more time. Exhale to the middle. Inhale, stretch it out. And pause here again. If you have your foot lifted, bend that back knee and try to reach back with your hand if you can, so you can grab the foot. And then release, stretch it back out. Drop the hand down, drop the knee down. Other side, right hand out, pinky side down. Back leg out, foot is flexed. And if you want to take that up off the mat and pause. And then just like other side, exhale to crunch, elbow, knee to center. Inhale, extend. Exhale, back to middle. Inhale, extend. One more time, exhale to the middle. Inhale, extend, pause. And then if you want to bend that back knee, reach back with your hand, try to grab the foot. If you don't quite reach, that's okay. Just attempting is practice enough. And then stretch it back up. Hand down, knee down. Walk the hands out in front of you just a little bit and drop the chest down, coming into puppy pose. I'm still high up on my knees as I drop my chest down. Imagining the heart melting towards the floor while my hands keep stretching out so that I'm getting a good shoulder stretch. Take some deep breaths as you're stretching your shoulders as well as elongating the spine. Take 2 more big breaths. We're going to roll back into child's pose, big toes together, knees stay wide as the hips sink back towards the heels and the body sinks between the knees. And the hands can stay out, or if it feels better, wrapping them around the body. Those are options for you. And return to focus on the breath, this time envisioning the air going down the spine. If you pay attention, you'll notice the deeper you're able to take the breath, the body is making way for the air all the way down the spine. A few more breaths. On the next inhale, start to press into the palms, forearms off the ground. Your fingers spread wide. And then the next inhale, you're going to hinge forward, coming into our first plank pose. Straight arm plank. You want the middle fingers pointed to the front of the mat and the elbows rotated so that when you bend them, they stay close to the shoulder blades. And then you're going to push it up for downward facing dog, hips going up and back. Chest reaching for the thighs, neck is also loose, so your head is looking back towards the thighs. Got my little yoga assistant here today. Always fun if you have a pet with you. Extra challenges. If you want to walk the dog, you can do that, bending one knee and then the other. This helps to stretch the hamstrings. Make sure you do so gently. Also remembering to keep that lift through the hips, pushing you up and back. Fingers spread wide on the mat to help disperse the weight. Couple more breaths. And start to bend the knees. Look forward, hopper step to the front of the mat. And forward fold, knees are bent, stomach connected to the thighs. Then inhale the halfway lift, equalizing the blood pressure. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bring it up slowly. Get a big stretch. Taking the arms up, palms together, and then down to heart center. We're going to ground down into our mountain pose. Try to press evenly into the 4 corners of your feet into the mat, and then lift up through the body, starting from the thighs, up through the chest. Lifting up, shoulders down and back, neck neutral. Big inhale into the chest as you grow taller. Exhale, pressing down. Do that 2 more times. Big inhale, grow taller. Exhale, press down. Inhale. Exhale. And then next, inhale, take the arms up. Give a stretch and exhale, forward fold, pausing in the forward fold. Make sure again that the knees are bent if you need them. If you're really flexible, maybe they're not bent. The point is to have the stomach connected to the thighs. And make sure the neck is loose. Maybe shake it no, not a yes. And then you'll inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, take it back down. Inhale, stretch it up, get a big stretch. And then exhale, forward fold, planting the hands and stepping it back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. And then inhale to upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing dog. Tailbone goes up and high. Really using those muscles to lift you back and off of the wrists. Being gentle on the hamstrings, maybe stretching them a little bit more. Neck still looking back towards your knees or your thighs. We'll take a few more breaths here in down dog, so just focus on the breath and the posture. One more big inhale and exhale. And then the next inhale, you're going to start to bend the knees and then look forward, and as you exhale, step forward into your forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, take it back down. Inhale it all the way up. Get that stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. We're going to do the same mountain pose we did before. So ground down and lift. And when you're ready, take that big inhale to lift up higher. Exhale to ground down deeper. A couple more on your own, just finding your focus. And the next inhale takes the arms back up. Exhale, fold. We'll just be here briefly. Take a breath. And inhale it halfway up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Palms together and down to heart center. And this time, take the feet out about hips width distance, just a little bit. Inhale the arms back up and drop the left arm down and lean over with the right arm into the corner, bringing the body into a bit of a crescent shape and pushing the hips out. Another big stretch on the side body. And inhale it back up to center. Touch the palms together before going the other way. As you exhale, finding a crescent shape on this side. And then inhale it back up to center. Keep the legs wide as you exhale the forward fold. You may still need to bend the knees. Got to protect the hamstrings and the back. And then while you're here, you can walk the hands over to one side, wrapping them around a leg, getting a little twist. If you did that, come back to center and go the other way. Twist that way. And then come on back to center. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, raise all the way up. Bring the feet together, palms together. Exhale to heart center. Take just 2 big breaths. Focusing on mountain and being present for your practice today. Then inhale, take the arms back up. Exhale, fold and plant the hands, step it into your plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale that downward facing. We'll be here for a few breaths, so you can walk your dog or just focus on the posture and breath. Wherever you are, make sure you are breathing. It's easy to hold the breath, especially if you're just new to yoga. Couple more breaths. And then take the right leg up and back to three-legged dog on your next inhale breath. You can bend the knee if you want to open up the hip. Try to point the knee toward the ceiling. And then with an exhale, you're going to bring that knee in towards your right elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale, cross it under the body as best as you can. Inhale, take it back up. And then you can put it down or do that one more time. Exhaling to bring that knee in toward the right elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale to cross under the body. Inhale it back up. Exhale, put it down. Take a big inhale, exhale breath. Maybe take another two. Getting ready to do the other side. If this ever becomes too much on your arms, you can just come down into child's pose also. Inhale, take the left leg up and back. If you want to bend that knee to open up the hip, do that now. And then you're going to exhale that left knee to left elbow. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, cross it under the body. Best you can. Inhale, take it up. And then you can put it back down or do that again. Exhale to bring that left knee, left elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, cross it under the body as best as you can. Inhale it back up. Exhale, put it down, and then hinge forward into plank and lower all the way down to your mat. Give the arms a break. And then we're going to just work on some back muscles. So take the palms off the mat, keeping them close to the chest, and then inhale to lift the chest up using the back. Exhale, take it down. We'll do that again. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, put yourself down. This time you can use your hands to push gently. Inhale to come up a little bit bigger to back bend. Exhale, take it down. One more time. Inhale, give it a bigger back bend. If it feels okay. Exhale, take it down. This time, inhale and push it back up and down into a child's pose. So big toes together, knees apart, body sinks down, hips towards the heels, body between the knees. You also have the option to keep the knees together if that actually feels better. You can do that. Few more breaths, taking the air all the way down the spine, letting yourself relax just a little bit before we start up again. Next, inhale, start to press the palms down into the mat. Exhale. Next, inhale brings you back into your plank pose. And then hips up and back for downward facing dog. You can walk the dog a little bit. Getting ready for the dancing warrior portion of our series. You're going to inhale, take that right leg up and back for three-legged. And then bend that knee in towards your nose as best as you can. Try to step it through between the hands. If you don't make it like it's all the way back here, that's fine. Just use your hand to help walk it up. However you need to get that hand up, or that foot up between the hands. Into a low lunge. And once it's there, plant the left hand down on the inside. Take the right arm up, give a twist. And bring that hand down. And make sure your stance is good and wide before you inhale to come up into a crescent lunge. You want a wide stance so you don't fall out. Back heel is up off the ground so the hips are squared to the front. Inhaling to lift up. And then we're going to open up warrior two. So the back heel is going to pivot down. And now I'm in an L stance. Front knee is still bent. Arms coming out to the side. Gaze over the middle finger. Take a breath. Then go ahead and flip that front palm, reverse your warrior, taking the hands up and back. And then bring it back, warrior two, pause. And then drop that front arm down, bring the back arm around and up. You can brace yourself on your knee or go down lower if you want to, while the other hand, your left hand goes up high. And if you want to do the bind, you take your top arm back behind you, bottom arm reaches up underneath your leg, and you try to grab your hands. And if you don't make it, that's okay, just attempting is good. If you want to, you don't have to. And then if you did that, release and come back up to warrior two. Flip that palm, reverse the warrior, straighten the knee, go back a little bit deeper. And now we're going to hinge forward into our triangle pose. Hips popping back behind you as the body hinges forward. Finding a stretch from the inner thighs. Take a couple breaths. And then use your core to help lift you up to the middle. Parallel the feet. Get a big stretch, reaching up. And then exhale, forward fold. Try to reach the crown of the head towards the mat. You don't want to keep your head up like this. If you start feeling dizzy or there's too much blood flow going into your head, take the whole body up halfway and then take it back down again. A couple more breaths here. Remember to halfway lift if you need to. And then you're going to bend one knee and lean over to one side, getting a stretch. Come back through center and go the other way. Come back to center. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to lower. And inhale to bring it all the way up. As we said, I forgot, so you might need to bring in your feet a little bit if you're out really wide. And then bend the knees, feet are pointed to the corners of the room. And you goalpost the arms, opening up the chest by pulling the shoulder blades together. And tuck the tailbone a little bit as you sink down. And you can stay right here, or if you want to come up onto one set of toes and then the other, you can, or you can come up on both toes. Giving yourself a little extra challenge, totally optional. And then if you did that, go ahead and drop the heels down, stretch it up, reach up, push it toward a little bit, go small back bend, and then exhale, forward fold. And walk the hands to the front of the mat. Back foot comes up to meet the front and forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Get a stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. And focus on grounding in from mountain. Take a big breath. Let's take two right here. Remember to feel that lift through the body. And next, inhale, take the arms up. This time we're going to have a seat into chair, so bend the knees, keep the arms lifted, chest lifted. Just squat down. Keep breathing. Big inhale, exhale breaths as you stretch and squat. Couple more breaths. And then your next inhale, you'll slowly raise up, push hips forward, lift the chest, get a back bend. Exhale, forward fold, pause in the fold, knees bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower, inhale, one more big stretch. Reach it up. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, step it into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale it back. Downward facing. And take a few breaths. Big inhale, exhale breaths. Check in on your posture. Make sure you're not putting any strain on your neck. Let your core, your hips, your pelvic floor, it's all lifting you up and back off your wrists as best as it can. We're going to do the left side for our dancing warrior. So inhale, take the left leg up and back. And then bend that knee in towards the nose. And try to step it through for that low lunge. Again, if it doesn't make it, just use your hands or whatever you need to try to walk it up there. Get that foot between the hands. And once after you got it set, you're going to plant the right hand down and take the left arm up, giving that twist. And then bring the hand down, check on the stance, make sure it's good and wide so you have your balance. And then inhale, bring yourself up for a crescent lunge. Inhaling to stretch the arms up higher. Exhaling to try to root down. Then we're going to open up for our warrior two. So back heel pivots down, opening up the body to the side. Front knee stays bent, arms out to the sides. Big breath. And then flip that front palm, reverse your warrior stretch to the back. Bring it back to warrior two, pause. So we're coming into our side angle, so you'll drop that front arm down. Again, you can brace it on your knee if you want, as the back arm comes around and up. Same option as the other side if you want to take the bind. Top arm drops behind you, bottom arm comes up underneath the leg. You try to grab your hands. Keep breathing. And if you did the bind, go ahead and release. Bring yourself back up, warrior two. Flip that front palm, reverse the warrior, straighten the front knee, go back deeper. And then hinge forward for a triangle back, or the hip popping back behind you as the body hinges forward. Front knee is straight. Searching for a good stretch on the inner thigh. Maybe even feel a little stretch up here today on the hips. And inhale it back up, parallel the feet, and then stretch a little higher before forward folding into our big straddle fold. Crown of the head reaching for the floor, remembering to get your halfway lift if you feel a little dizzy or too much blood flow to the head. Be here for a few more breaths. Just working on our stretch, taking purposeful inhales, especially if you feel any tension. You want to take the breath to that tension. And go ahead and bend one knee, lean over to the side. Bring it back towards center and go the other way. And back towards center again. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, takes it down. Inhale all the way up, and we set up the goddess on this side, so bring the feet in if you need to, as you bend the knees, and take the feet out to the corners of the room. This time, take your arms out to a T, and then stretch them back behind you. If you can grab your hands free, or fist bump, or whatever you need to pull the shoulder blades together a little bit deeper than before, opening up the heart. Maybe look up as you stay in a squat. Again, optional to come up onto your toes. Up to you. Keep breathing. If you came up on your toes, release and release the bind. Take the arms up, stretch yourself up. Push it forward, lift the chest back, bend. Exhale, forward fold. And walk the hands back to the front of the mat and step forward into the forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, bring yourself up. Big stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. Big inhale. And exhale, do another one of those. Big inhale, exhale, breath. And then your next inhale takes the arms back up. We're going back to our chair, bend those knees, keep the chest lifted, arms lifted. Take a few breaths in our chair. Maybe tuck the tailbone a little bit while you're here. And then start to bring the palms down to your heart center. Hinge forward just a little bit deeper and switch over to one side, hooking the elbow onto a knee in a twist. Or you might expand your arms, getting a deeper twist. And bring that back to heart center. We're going to go the other direction, getting a twist this way. Expand the arms on this side if you want to. And then bring it back to heart center. Drop the hands down, pop the hips up, forward fold. Knees still bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, bring yourself up. Big stretch, palms together and down to heart center. Take a couple inhales. And the next inhales, this time take the feet out all the way to the corners of the mat. And arms coming up. And this time we're having a seat into a deep yogi squat. Vinyasa. So try to bring your hips down as low as you can, as long as it feels okay. Don't overdo it. And keep holding it for a second. Bring hands to heart center. And then drop one hand down. We'll start with the right hand. Drop the right hand down. Take the left arm up, getting a twist in Vinyasa. Bring that hand to the center. Take the right arm up, getting a twist going that direction. And bring that hand down. Pop the hips up, forward fold. Legs wide. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bring it up, get that stretch as you bring the palms together and feet together. And then hands down to heart center. Just take one big inhale, exhale breath. And next inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, step it into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing. And breathe. Take just a few breaths here in down dog, remembering to focus on posture and breath. Take another big inhale and exhale. Then we're going to hinge forward into plank pose and exhale all the way down to the mat. Take your arms out to a T, right ear to the mat. We're going to roll over the shoulders, so keep your right arm extended and use your left hand to prop your body up on the side, rolling over your shoulder. And breathe. Try to enjoy the stretch on the shoulder. It only goes as far as you need. If it's too much, you might want to roll back forward. If you want a little bit more, you can take your arm back behind you, getting a deeper twist. Couple more breaths. And start to bring it back to center. Take the left ear to the mat. And this time you're going to roll over your left shoulder, so use your right hand to prop you up on your side. And find a twist on this side that feels good. Still taking those deep, intentional breaths, targeting any area that might feel tension. And you're slowly going to find your way back to the center and push it back into child's pose. Take some deep breaths down the back, relaxing the spine. A few more big breaths. And then the next inhale, you're going to very slowly come up to the tops of your knees. As we set up for a modified camel, brace the lower back with your hands. And then as you're ready, start to push the hips out, lift the chest. You stay active in the front of the body as you bend the back. Only go as deep as it feels good on the back, especially that lower back. You can feel it. Look back with your head. Keep breathing. Remember to stay active in the front of the body, lifting and pushing forward. And then come back up and find your way into either child's or rabbit. For rabbit, the crown of the head reaches for the ground. And then you reach back for your ankles or feet and lift the hips up. Curving the spine the other direction. Take a few breaths. And then start to lower the hips into child's if you're not there already. Big breaths all the way down the spine. Bring relief to that lower back. And then next, inhale, very slowly come back up. We're going to do that one more time, either modified camel or a full camel, depending on how the back's feeling for you today. Start modified wherever you intend to go. So brace that lower back again, pushing the hips forward and lifting the chest as you bend backwards. Looking back behind you. And if it feels okay, you can reach for your ankles. Lifting even more in the front of the body. Keep breathing. And then come back up. And around into either child's or rabbit again. Undoing that big back bend. And then if you're in rabbit, lower down to child's. Take about 3 deep inhales. Really target that lower back while the bending happened. You should feel your stomach expanding with how deep your breath is going. One more big breath. The next inhale, you start to press into the palms. Forearms off the mat, big inhale, big exhale. And then next inhale, hinges the body forward into the plank pose. And the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths. Finding your down dog. Keep lifting those hips up. And then next inhale takes the right leg up and back for 3-legged. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and if you want to flip the dog, you can. You're going to take the right foot back behind you, close to the left foot. Pivoting the body around, taking the right arm up and swinging it around carefully. And then if you did that, bring it back around, find your way into that 3-legged dog. And this time, everyone, we're coming into our pigeon. So right knee, right wrist, leg falling at a slight angle. Back leg extending back behind you so the hips are squared forward. And if it feels okay, you can drop the body down lower. But pay attention to the stretch, make sure it feels okay. We're going to be here for about a minute, so I'm going to time us. The foot might start to fall asleep, but that's okay. I'll make sure y'all have time to wake it back up. Still taking deep breaths, targeting tension, whether they're mental, emotional, or physical. The breaths help trigger the brain to bring release to that tension. And slowly start to come up. And take that right leg back behind you, slowly finding your way into a downward facing dog and moving the right leg around as much as you need to. Getting the blood flow back. Keep breathing. And then we're going to do the left side. So inhale the left leg up and back. If you want to bend the knee to open up the hip, you can. And then we're coming into the flip dog on this side. So left foot comes close to the right foot back behind you as the left arm comes up and around for your flips dog. And you're going to flip it back. So bring that left arm back down and take the left leg up for your three-legged dog. And then come into pigeon, so left knee, left wrist, leg at a slight angle. Back leg straight behind you, hip square to the front of the mat. And again, about a minute on this side, so get set up where it's comfortable. Again, you can stay up high or drop it down low. All these options for you. And then return to your breath. Targeting whatever you need to. Doing your best to let go. Keep breathing. All right, start to come up. Slowly taking the left leg behind you and into your downward facing dog. Move the left leg around as much as you need to. You might take it up and move the hip joint. Or maybe just walk the dog a little bit. Whatever feels good. Remaining with breath. And take another big inhale, exhale breath. As you inhale again, start to bend the knees and look forward, and exhale, step forward into your forward fold. Inhale to bring it up halfway. Exhale takes it back down. Inhale it all the way up. Get your stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. As we come into the balancing portion of our series. Start to ground down into the left leg. And when you're ready with an inhale, you're going to bring the right leg up into a knee raise. Do your best to find your balance. Maybe find an unmoving spot and stare it down. It's a good way to start practicing what's called drishti. It's what's our focus, keeps us from falling. But if you fall, that's okay. That just means you found a good challenge. Take the right knee out to the side, and then you're going to plant it on yourself coming into tree. Your hands can stay raised, and you can also adjust where your foot is planted on your leg. Maybe you kickstand it, maybe you bring it up high, maybe hands come down to heart center. All these are options for you, so just find what works for your tree. And keep practicing your balance, as well as a slight hip opener and leg strengthening. It's a good combo. Inhaling to raise up taller, exhaling to ground down. A couple more breaths in our tree. And you can start to bring that knee back forward. Kick it out in front of you, take the arms up. And then you're going to hinge the foot back behind you, finding your way into warrior three. Warrior three, the foot stays flexed as I fall. And the hands stay reaching out in front of you. Body is in a T shape. And then drop the hands down And then drop the foot down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Big stretch, palms together and down to heart center. So we set up for the other side. Start to ground down into the right leg this time and pop the left knee up. And when you're ready with an inhale, take that leg out, take the arms out, knee raise. You're going to hold it here for just a few moments, finding your focus, challenging your balance. Then when you're ready, take that knee out to the side and plant it on yourself, coming into tree. Again, it can be anywhere. This side can be different. This time you can keep the hands up or bring them down, whichever feels good for you. Finding your balance, finding your challenge in tree. Inhaling, growing taller. Exhale, grounding down. A few big breaths in tree. All right, bring that knee back towards center. Inhale, kick it out in front of you, take the arms up. Exhale, pivot it back, coming into warrior three on this side. Body coming into a T, holding it just for a second. And then bring those hands down, bring that foot down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Palms together, down to heart center. Take another breath. Then we're going to sink down into toe stand. So take another big inhale, raising up. And then exhale as you sink down towards your heels. The goal is to have the hips stack over heels, shoulders over hips. You may not be all the way down on your heels, that's fine. It means you're probably getting a little extra leg work. Hang in there. Almost gonna go to the ground. Just keep breathing. Trying to find your balance. And slowly have a seat on the mat. And as you do, bring the soles of your feet together, finding your way into butterfly pose. Inhale to straighten the back. Exhale, lower down. Breathe. Inhale, bring yourself up. Now take your feet out in front of you. Maybe adjust so that you're high up on the sits bones before you take the arms back up again. And with an exhale breath, fold forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to make this a gentle stretch. Keep breathing while you're stretching, taking the air to the tension. One more big inhale, exhale breath. The next inhale brings you up. We're going to set up for our boat. So plant the soles of the feet on the mat. And the hands back behind you. And then you can decide how you want to do your boat. If you want to keep the hands planted and lift the feet, or feet planted and lift the hands and lean back. The core, or the object is to just activate the core. So wherever you're at, go there. And you want to protect the lower back too, because this is balancing kind of weird on the sits bones if you're not careful. Keep holding it. You want a little extra challenge. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, brings the arms down. Inhale, takes them out wide. Exhale, brings them in. And then extend, reaching out. And then lower down to the mat. Getting a big stretch. And relaxing in. You can start to bend the knees in towards the chest. And hug them in. Grab those knees, bring them closer to the body. Maybe take a big inhale and exhale the forehead to the knees, really rounding in. If you did that, release. And then take the feet straight up into the air, feet flexed. Pause here in waterfall just for a moment. And then start to bend the knees and grab the outside edges of the feet for happy baby. The feet are kind of taken out wide, knees bending in close to the sides of the body. And you can rock back and forth, massaging the spine if it feels good. You don't have to. Taking a few more big breaths. And bring it back to stillness. Take the feet up into waterfall briefly. And bend the knees back and toward the chest. This time take the arms out to a T and take the knees over to one side, getting a big spinal twist. You're going to look over the opposite shoulder. We'll be here for several breaths, so just relax into the twist. Reaching the shoulder toward the mat. A few more big breaths. And start to bring these towards center. And pause, let the spine settle into the mat for a second. And then take them over to the other side. And look over the other shoulder. And this twist might feel different. If you need to be more gentle on this twist, do that. If you can go a little more intense, do that. Just make sure it feels good. And breathe. A few more breaths. And start to bring those knees back to center. Letting the spine relax into the mat. You can move the knees around a little bit if that feels good. On the back and the hips. Hug them in one more time. Bringing them in tight. And then kick the feet back up into the upper waterfall, feet flex, pause. And then we're going to lower down into Shavasana, and you can either lower the feet down really slowly, or if it doesn't feel right, you can just bend the knees and stretch it out. Just pay attention to your lower back so you don't hurt it. But if this feels okay, keep the feet flexed, energy flowing out through the legs, through the soles of the feet as you start to lower down. Try to keep the legs straight, feet flexed. Really powerful, muscles activated. One more time before we get into our resting pose. And once you finally get down to the mat, you're going to relax everything. Maybe turn the palms up, let the feet fall out to the side. You have the option of putting hands on your stomach or chest for a little extra grounding. Shut down the eyes. And start to check in on the various parts of the body. You can start with the forehead and work your way down, making sure there's no tension, no crease in the brow. Jaw is unclenched. Shoulders feeling towards the mat. Your body is getting heavy. Legs and arms are heavy. You can start to let your breath become more shallow. Acknowledging the thoughts that come into your mind, but then letting them go so that you can just be here, be present. I'll call you back in about 5 minutes. So just relax. Start to deepen your inhales, bringing awareness back to your breath. You can bring small movements to fingers and toes, maybe circling wrists and ankles if you feel like it. And get a full body stretch, taking the arms up back behind you or above your head. And relaxing back into the ground. Start to bend the knees in towards your chest. And then roll over to one side in the fetal position. Pause there for a few breaths. And you'll slowly start to find your way into a seated position. And once you get there, shut down the eyes. We'll do a few more breaths together. Take a very deep inhale, take your time with it. We're going to hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale it out, push it out. We're going to hold at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. Take an even deeper, slower inhale. Really take your time bringing that breath in. Hold at the top, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push it out, push all that air out. And hold at the bottom, 3, 2, 1. One more time, big inhale, take your time. And hold at the top, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push it out, hold at the bottom, 3, 2, 1, and inhale and exhale. Next, inhaling, bring the arms up. Bring the palms together, and then down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me again this Saturday. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and namaste. Thank y'all. If you haven't already, I hope that you can subscribe. I also would love to have some comments from y'all, just to give me some feedback if this was good practice, if there's something you want to see in the future. Also, like my video too, that helps me too. So I really appreciate y'all showing up, and I will see you next weekend. Bye.